Well, hello everyone. It is day 7, I think, of our Christmas countdown. And when you see this, I'm going to be at market. So I am so busy today. I stayed up late last night to finish this plushie and woke up very late this morning. So I'm running a little behind. I still have to get my car organized. I got all my bags, all the plushies sorted, except for the ones I'm going to show you here, but I wanted to show you before I took them to market, just in case they sell. And that way, you know, if they're gone, I can't show you. So I have 4 items to show you before we get started on today's pattern, which I picked a very easy one, I think, Christmas themed. And yeah, because the last one took a little while. So we want to keep it a little shorter. So let me show you what I made. And I'll be darned if I can remember all the designers. But as usual, I will have everything linked in the description. So I know 2 of them. The third one, I can't think of the name off the top of my head. So I told you I had purchased a couple of patterns on Black Friday. And one of them I wasn't really a fan of. Now, the end result is really sweet. The process I didn't enjoy so much. So when I say it's a ucky pattern, that's what I mean. I didn't enjoy the process. Some of them just flow nicely and you have no issues with them, and some just, for whatever reason, it doesn't fit your particular style. This one was one of those. I was just like, oh, I don't like this. I'm not having fun. And it took me 2 nights to finish it, which is unusual, especially for as small as it is. So this is supposed to be a daddy and a baby beaver. Because I was getting so frustrated and I was not enjoying the process, I chose to do the shorter arms and not put the baby with the daddy. I just, yeah, this one wasn't my favorite. I do like how it ends up. I did have to redo the tooth 3 times to get it to look right. The first time it was kind of rounded. And then I said, well, let me try it this way. And then it was too wide. And I think 3rd time's the charm. So the end result is great. I just didn't enjoy the process. And this is a Saucy Puffin Crafts pattern. And I have a couple of her others and I loved them. Just this particular one, I don't know. I didn't enjoy doing it. So, will I make him again? If somebody buys him this weekend? Yes, of course I'll make him again. And because now I've worked through the pattern, I would go through and do it in the order that I would do it in instead of necessarily how it's listed in the pattern. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the first time I do a pattern, I follow it as it's written. And then if I do it again, I go back and I, make my changes. I make this first and make that first or whatever. But yeah, I just was not enjoying my process on this one. So here he is, the beaver. Then trying to remember, this is the one I don't remember the designer off the top of my head, but I went to their shop for a reason and I spotted this and I was like, oh, this is so cute. And it was fairly reasonably priced because it was on sale, but they have these little mini mermaids. This one was the first one. I only had time to do one, but it's mostly no-sew. The only thing you're sewing, you sew the bun to the wig, the flower to the wig, and then the wig to the head. The rest of it is no-sew, and it's like pretty quick considering. And of course, you know, around here I can't make anything without interruptions. So I would like to make a few of these, and I don't know. I'd have to time myself and see how long it really takes. If I can time myself. Because as small as it is, and this is with Parfait Chunky, but as small as it is, it would need to be, you know, a fairly low price. Maybe, I don't know, Sweet Snuggles Light and Home Slim don't really have a good skin tone color. So that's a tough one. Now, I might be able to use the Premier Basics chenille and get away with that. They might have something that would work for skin tone. But this is like shell. You can barely see the pink because it's too light. And then I was using my scrap bin yarn. So, and the hair would look better in chocolate, but I still do not have chocolate. So we have the little baby mermaid. So then, I saw a tester call on Instagram. And I'm like, these are so cool. And I'm like, I want to test. So I applied. Never thought I'd get picked. But what I was noticing in the comments is a lot of people are really busy right now. And I am too. But for some reason, I thought I would have time for this. But it's for the Paw Patrol puppies. I think there's 6, maybe 7 puppies that she has. And this is from Passionate Crafter on Instagram and on Etsy. And I think she's on Ravelry as well. Don't quote me on that part. So I applied and I'm like, I'll test whichever one. I don't have a favorite character because, you know, my kids are grown and nobody watches that around here. But the grandkids, Chelsea's twins, loved Paw Patrols when they were little. So I know who like Marshall and Chase is, but that's about it, is those 2. So when she asked, did I still want to test? I was like, yes. And then she says, which one? I'm like, whichever one you need. If you had some that didn't get picked as frequent, whichever one, it doesn't make a difference to me. So she sent me 2. And of the 2, I picked, drumroll, I picked Chase. And it's an interesting pattern, and you have to trust the process because it looks really strange until everything comes together, and then you're like, really? That is pretty nice. Now, she calls for a safety nose, but I didn't have safety noses big enough, so I did the embroidered one. Of course, this is all Parfait Chunky, and I had to do this part twice. My first one came out so big. So I had to get out my leftover temperature blanket yarn and a really small hook to get this down to where it's not covering his whole chest. But I think she did a great job with these. And the patterns, I don't know if it's going to be a bundle pack or if they're individual or both, is going to be released. When you see this, it was yesterday at 3 o'clock. But Friday, December 6th at 3 p.m. is the pattern release. So it'll be available on Etsy. I will be able to hopefully link it in the description. If not, I'll link her shop. So we had this one. And then she had sent me a second one, and I was like, I don't know if I have time, if I'll be able to finish it. And I was like, I'm going to try. I liked how that first one, how Chase turned out. I want to try. So I started it, and I got like the head and the ears done, and set it aside because it was bedtime, and then got up and did my normal thing for the day. And then after dinner last night, I said, I'm going to do this. I am going to try and get it finished. And I did. Now this one, because I didn't know the name and I don't know the dogs. I know Chase and Marshall, but I don't know the dogs. I kept calling it Fifi. It's not a Fifi. It is Sky. So, she turned out, this one was a little bit harder than Chase was. This one had a lot of parts to sew on. Like Chase, you just sewed on the muzzle, the ears, and the hat. This one, you have to sew on the eyes. You have to sew on the hat, then the goggles, the eye part to the strap, and then that to the hat, and then the ears and the tail. And for some reason, I don't know my embroidery stitches very well, and I could not figure out how to do a chain stitch, because you do a chain for a zipper. So I had to get on YouTube and figure out, find a tutorial to show me how to do it. And I'm like, why couldn't I do that? I just could not. My brain just could not compute. But I think she turned out cute. I had to look up what kind of dog is she. And it's a cockapoo, half cocker spaniel, half poodle. So, and I think this one's a German Shepherd. So this one, the muzzle is worked in with the head. This one, you put it on different. And I think that's because of, to make sure the color changes line up. But those were my makes. And I'm going to take these to market, and hopefully they find a good home. We'll see. Very cute. I would like to have the, I think it's Marshall, the firefighter one. So I might have to buy that one. We will see. Okay, so those were my makes. Like I said, I just wanted to share them before they go to market, just in case they sell. And today I picked a short, small, easy, hopefully easy pattern, because I haven't made it, but it looks fairly simple. And we're going to use Parfait Chunky in Poppy and Seal. Now I'm digging into my scrap bin, so like my gray's a mess. It's just a mess. So this one is an old school Christmas light. So we're going to try that. So I'm going to use Poppy and a 5mm hook. And we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to get started. So magic circle, and this one is by Claire the Crochet Lady on Instagram. And of course, I will have it linked. So we have 6. And then another round of 6. So this kind of looks like 1, 2, stitch marker so I can talk. Kind of looks like a strawberry shape. And now we do an increase round. So tomorrow's going to be a hard one too. Or today for you. Because I'll be at market and I won't be able to pre-record my Sunday video because I'm doing these a day ahead of time. Have to. It's a little harder than I thought it would be to keep up. So, especially with other things going on. You know, like markets. Okay, and then a round of 12. One thing I'll say about this poppy color, I don't think it's color fast because my fingernails will be, if I work a lot with this color, it will turn my fingernails red. Yep, it'll turn them red and it doesn't clean off very easily. Okay, so now we have another increase round, increasing from 12 to 18. So the poppy and the sunshine yellow, color-wise, are the only ones I seem to have issues with. The poppy because it stains my fingernails, and then the sunshine yellow because, I don't know, it has like this dirty hue to it. It just, I don't know, looks dirty. I'm going to have to count and see if I got this right because, yeah, some of us can't talk and crochet at the same time, and I happen to be one of them. Let's see. I got it. All right, so then we have 2 rounds of 18. One more round of 18. So I think tomorrow's video is going to be another small item that will be quick if I get an opportunity to do it. Next weekend for the 14th and 15th will be tough because it's a 2-day market. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that one. So now another increase round. We're on round 8. We're increasing to 24 now. All right, so it says 2 rounds of 24. Feel like that took me a long time to get around. One more round of 24. All right, so now it wants us to insert our safety eyes between rows 8 and 9, 4 stitches apart. It says to use 10 millimeter, but I have nothing here with me. Darn it. Hang on. Well, I don't know what I needed them for back there, but they got moved. Is that the hinge, or is this? Oh my goodness. Couldn't get the box open. Oh, just throws off your whole day when you sleep longer than normal. Okay, so between rows 8 and 9, 4 stitches apart, so we just finished round 10. So 10, 9, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to come over here. Do I have 4 visible stitches? Right now, to me, it looks funny, but we're going to trust the process. Snap these eyes in place. Okay, now, ooh, big decrease. We're decreasing from 24 down to 12. So it says to start stuffing and continue as you close. So we're going to start stuffing. You're looking pretty evil there. Looking mean. Oh boy. And then change color to gray and front loop only. Okay. We can do this. 1. So now we have 2 rounds of 12. Okay. Does it look like a Christmas ornament yet? Okay, so we need to put some more stuffing in it because we're supposed to be stuffing as we go. Make sure I shape it too because it can look strange if one side is stuffed more than the other. So the next row is decreases in the back loop only. And this one, for some reason, I struggle with back loop only decreases. So it takes, I have to go slow. It takes me a little bit longer. It's getting a hold of that second stitch. And then I have a hard time getting it to pull through. I don't know that there's a trick that would make it easier for me because it just okay, so that is the last round. We just have to add a little more stuffing and close it up. And then a few little details so it doesn't look so darn mean. So I don't have my pink with me. Okay, got the pink. I was using it on Fifi. I mean, Sky. I don't know why I want to call it Fifi. So, I'm going to give it some blush just under the eyes. And hopefully this is going to help nicen it up a little. Okay, so that was fun. My camera stopped recording, said my memory was full again. And it's the iPhone that I'm using. So, turns out that doing videos every day completely filled my storage. And even though I delete the videos after I upload them to my computer, it's still in your phone for 30 days. So we had to go through this whole process of trying to figure out how to empty the trash can. So that was fun. So I should be good for a while now. I'm like, I can't. I need a tech class. Anyway, so I'm still working on the little blush under the eyes. And now we're going to give it a little mouth. I have my black. I use DK. Sometimes, especially on small items, the 4-weight's a little too thick, and then the plush yarn is definitely too thick. So, let's see. It says to embroider a mouth in between the eyes between rows 7 and 8. Add blush below the eyes between rows 7 and 8. And my blush is uneven. Oh, that just totally, yeah, messed me up. The mouth definitely makes it look less grumpy. Let me weave in my ends. So yeah, with that, what I just went through, deleting and emptying the trash, freed up 30 gigabytes. That's a lot. And the iPhone is so different from an Android. It's amazing. Like, I know how to, on the Android, go in and clear the cache and, do all that kind of stuff. But I cannot figure out the iPhone. Apple makes everything so hard. Whoever thought there'd be so much drama just trying to record a video? Okay. This is our Christmas light. I think it turned out pretty sweet. He's got something on his mouth. He didn't wipe his face after he ate. So, yeah, one of the suggestions on the Instagram pattern is you make it, but you don't put the face or anything on it. And then you do a chain and make a stream of, like, a garland of the Christmas lights. Pretty cool. But if you're the type that likes faces on everything, whoops, one Christmas light bulb. So there you go. That is day 7's free pattern countdown to Christmas. And hopefully I see you for day 8, and I am pretty sure it's going to be another short and quick pattern because of the market. And we will see you there.